Hello, this is Jim Hrisoulas, the Cranky Old Bastard. Now, a lot of you folks know me as a blade man. My primary notoriety, if you want to say that, is basically writing and producing and otherwise doing hand-forged cutlery, swords, knives, daggers, pattern welded steel, principal steel. In other words, I make these knives. This is a Woots blade. In there, maybe a little bit in there. You see it. But I'm an avid firearms enthusiast. Federally licensed firearms dealer, collector. Been doing that all my life. And this is the first episode of Gun Gab. This is basically a test for my other go live on Blades tomorrow night on the 12th of April at 1800 hours. But anyway, so I am in to these. Okay. The Charter Arms little 44 Bulldog. Charter Arms is a overlooked firearms company. They're nothing fancy. They're decent. They're very well made. They're very sturdy, and they're an honest revolver. They don't get the credit that they're due. But anyway, if anybody shows up, I'll be glad to talk to them. If not, I'm going to sit here and go on with a discussion on the liberal bias against firearms in the media. Namely, I'm just going to jump in with both feet here about the one weapon, rifle, whatever you want to call it, that everybody in the media hates. And that's Gene Stoner's Armalite number 15, aka AR-15. Oh, there is so much misinformation out there and downright lies. But first, a little background on the AR-15 M16. They look the same. That's about it. Well, they also fire the same round. And the AR-15s have been made into other chamberings as well, outside the original 5.56. But anyway, Eugene Stoner designed that rifle, as I have been told and researched, as a weapon for U.S. Air Force, Air Police, as well as a survival rifle for downed pilots. Whether that last part is true, I do not know. I wasn't around that time when that came through. But whether you love it or hate it, the M16 family, M16, M16A1, A2, the M4, the XM155 and 556, all those other little clones and variations of it, still basically the same rifle. So, be that as it may, what makes the AR-15 so deadly? I have no idea. The round at Kate Chambers is a 5.56 NATO. Civilian version is the 223 Remington. People say that they're not the same round, but they basically are. The differences are very minor. You can chamber one and the other. They fire just quite well. Some people say, oh, you can't fire a 5.56 and a 223. Other people say you can't fire a 223 and a 5.56. Then you get the 5.56 wild chambering, which WYLDE. That's just like the old Ackley improved rounds. It's a 223 caliber 55 grain bullet or 62 grain bullet, depending on the ammunition. It's going wickedly fast, but it's so underpowered you can't even hunt deer with that round in most states. It's a varmint round. The idea being a lot of damage, wound the person. If you kill them, fine. If you wound them, it's even better, because it basically drains the enemy's resources. Now, what is so bad about this rifle? I have no idea. They say it looks scary. Well, I look scary, damn me. You know. They say, oh, the flash suppressor. The flash suppressor does what? It keeps you from going blind on a flash during firing. That's all it does. The hand guard. Oh, that's evil. The hand guard is evil. All it does is keep your hand from getting burned. And then there's a good one, the pistol grip. Oh, the pistol grip is evil. Okay, why is the pistol grip evil? They say, well, that's because it allows for spraying from the hip. And everybody knows from watching Rambo movies and all these other gangster type movies that spraying from the hip is the most expedient way to kill a lot of people. You can't hit anything that way. I mean, I've tried it. Oh, the AR-15 is a machine gun. No, it's not. The AR-15 is a semi-automatic rifle. One squeeze the trigger, one activation trigger, one round. Whereas the M16 family started out as semi-automatic and full automatic. And then later on, they came up with the 3-round burst ratchet, which a lot of soldiers, I'll admit it. Some of my troops in the Guard, they took their ratchets off them with full auto on it. And they wore them on their little dog tag chains. I'm wearing mine. It's my dog tag. I'm back to wearing them because at my age, if something happens and I'm not around to say anything, I'm conscious, and they give me an MRI without me knowing it, or my permission, or anybody else that knows me, I can be in a world of hurt because I've got a lot of in my eyes and other parts of my body, not steel there. Those MRIs, I'll pull it right out of you. I can't even be in the same room with one. But so as I was saying, the AR-15 is a semi-automatic rifle. It might look scary to some people. I just think it's just a semi-automatic rifle. And believe me, that 5.56 round, well, it's cooking. I mean, it's moving faster, access to 3,000 feet per second. It's still an underpowered round. And people say, "Oh, it'll shred a deer. It won't shred it, put a hole through it. You'll get a lot of bloodshot meat, but it won't blow up the deer." And it doesn't weigh as much as 10 boxes of books, as that one congresswoman thought. Or it's not so dangerous that the public can't have it, and yet the police have it. Or it's not adequate enough for self-defense, so they shouldn't use it. I mean, there are so many misconceptions and so many lies out there that surround that weapon. It's a shame. It's just scary when you realize that the media is behind most of this stuff. I don't know whether they're bought off or they're trying to get into this thing. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not, but I can see it. Every time one of these assault weapons, so-called assault weapons bans come up, and I'll go on about assault weapons here shortly. That's just, nothing that, that's just terrible. But it seems like every time they show an AR-15, instead of showing the AR-15, they're showing an M16 or an M4 on full automatic. So people actually think that an AR-15 is full automatic, aka machine gun, when it's not. One round, one trigger pull. One trigger pull, one round. Now, I'm not going to get into these force reset triggers, which still is basically one round for trigger pull, but it makes trigger pull a lot quicker, a lot shorter. Or those asinine bump stocks, which basically is the same thing as bump firing with your finger and your belt loop on the trigger, pulling it forward. They outlaw belt loops next. I don't know these people, but the bias on these things are outrageous. And now let's go into the assault weapons thing. One of the first assault weapons that they had, so-called assault weapons, term assault rifle first came out, and that was in World War II with SUG-43, SUG-44. It fired a short little 8mm cartridge, intermediate cartridge between a pistol round and a full-size rifle round, which then would be the 7 or 8mm Mauser. And it was designed to basically a little handier in the length department, a little more firepower, detachable magazine, and it was a very handy rifle. The Germans actually did it quite well. I got to hand it to them. But that was the first assault rifle. Then came the AK-47 with old Michael Kalashnikov. Eugene Stoner came up with his RLite rifles. He later sold that patent to Colt, and Colt made out of their SP1s, as well as the M16 family, that platform. And it's just about everybody has it, But I don't know why the media lies like they do. Now, if somebody wants to do something evil to somebody else, they're going to do it. Case in point, look what happened to Great Britain. Well, Great Britain really, they don't have a free people. They're subject to the crown. While the Magna Carta did grant certain rights to the population of Great Britain, they were still subject to the crown. And one of the rights that they do not longer have is the right to self-defense. And they had a few unfortunate incidents where quite a few people got shot up. Quite a few of them got killed. So the first thing to do is take away all the guns. Well, they don't have guns anymore. Now they're having trouble with knives and swords. So what do? They ban knives and swords. Now they have a problem with zombie knives and zombie swords. I read that. I thought that was just the most asinine thing I ever heard. It's like, ban those. Now they're going after crossbows. What's next? Foul language? Can't even do that anymore because, as I understand it, if you say something that annoys somebody or hurts their feelings, you can go to jail. So I guess they don't have a First Amendment either. They certainly don't have a second. Or the fourth, I believe. Or the fifth. But anyway, assault rifles, assault weapons go back to World War I. As a matter of fact, here's one right here. C96 Mauser broom handle. First commercially successful semi-automatic pistol. There are no screws in this weapon except for this one right here. I hold the grip on. 10 rounds, 7.63 millimeter by 25 millimeter Mauser. Hell of a round for the time period. 110 grain, between 90 to 110 grain bolt depending on the loading, and it's clicking about 16, 18 feet per second, which was a heck of a round back then. The Russians were so tagging to it, they stole it and became the 7.62 Tokarev. Same basic dimensions. I think they're loaded a little hotter, but even that's up for debate. But some places, they think that's a machine gun. That interesting. Older than I am. That weapon right there is over 100 years old. That is an assault weapon. But the idea that the fact is a flash hider, or my best one is a bayonet lug. What does a bayonet lug have to do with the effectiveness of a fire? They have drive-by bayonetings in California, New York, Illinois. I mean, are gang members, going out there with bayonets, singing Men of Harlech as they do a bayonet charge? I don't think so. I mean, going over the top? No. Another good one's a grenade launcher. Oh, that's another one you got going there, boy. They just have a whole bunch of gangbangers doing grenade launchings all over the country. First off, you can't get the grenades. It's not the weapon; it's the individual doing it. And the bias of the media are just lying to people. None of this stuff does anything except basically make it look different. If you take let's take the Mini 14, Ruger Mini 14. It's not banned usually because it doesn't look scary. It has a wood stock, it doesn't have a plastic one. It looks more like an M1 Garand or an M14, which in some places will be banned, some places they won't because it doesn't have pistol grip unless you use that E2 stock, and then that would be banned. Here again, I don't know why the pistol grip is such an evil feature, or a telescoping stock. The only thing about telescoping stocks is they just are folding stocks. They're very uncomfortable, except for the ones on the AR-18, the Armalite 18s. That's a very good stock, and the folding stock on the FALs. They're also quite nice. The paratrooper stocks, yes, they're very comfortable stock and very secure, and they work quite well. But folding stocks, I mean, and these people don't even know what they're talking about. This one woman, whoever you've probably seen, they asked her what a barrel shroud was. She said, a little thing on the back end that goes up. Oh, please. And then you got this idiot in California, 30-round magazine clip, and 1 second magazine capacity, full automatic machine gun. And he's testifying in the California state legislature. And he's lying his ass off. Now, I don't know if he's aware he was lying or he was just that ignorant. But if you want to understand something and ban something, shouldn't you understand what you're doing and be able to define what you're trying to ban or at least discuss? I mean, Cain didn't kill Abel with an AK-47 or an M16. Evil goes back to day one. And if somebody wants to do evil, it's hard to prevent them from doing so because they'll always find a way. Which we will digress into the other discussion, concealed carry of firearms. I have carried a firearm my entire adult life. From the time I'm 18 to now. It's a long time. I'm one of the fortunate ones who can carry in all 50 states because of my status. I do have a concealed weapons permit in Florida. I do carry everywhere I go, unless it is against the law for me to carry it. I will lock it up in my vehicle and go and do my business and come back and become healed again. I feel that the need of a concealed weapons permit is ridiculous because if you have to have a permit to exercise a right, it's no longer a right, it's a privilege. If we had enough leeway given to the Second Amendment as they had with the First Amendment, who knows what people be carrying? They'd be carrying small thermonuclear bombs, particle beam weapons, energy beams, death rays, or whatever else they want to. But they don't do that. They don't have them yet, so that's beside the point. But when a place becomes a constitutional carry without permits, that still doesn't cover you to carry in areas where you cannot carry, which are basically posted. And that varies from state to state, from location to location. Like I said, I carry everywhere I go. Even though I don't need a concealed weapons permit anymore in Florida, I still have one because there are several other neat little things they provide that non-permittees cannot partake of. I will not go into that detail right now. As far as open carry goes, I am not really crazy about open carry. I will not do it, but I don't mind if somebody else does it, because if somebody walks into a place with malfeasance on their mind and determination to cause somebody harm, and he sees somebody openly carrying a handgun, he'd probably shoot him first, which allows me to retrieve my weapon and deploy it in a manner to terminate his malfeasant activity. So in some ways, I'm actually very pro open carry, but not for me. Let somebody else become the target. And I will deal with that forthwith in a matter with utmost prejudice. So anyway, that's all I'm going to do for tonight. I think this is working. It still says I'm on live. Nobody's shown up, but that's okay, because this is basically a test. For people that do show up, remember tomorrow on February 12th at 1800 hours, I will be doing my live knife discussion, and it will be there for as long as it takes. Hopefully somebody will come up and say hello. Other than that, have a pleasant evening. I think this went swimmingly well. I still feel like somewhat of an idiot to be doing this and talking to myself to a machine, but you don't know till you try, and then it's too late. So thank you for your time. If you watch this, please leave a comment. May the wise Lord bless and keep you all. Have a wonderful evening. Blessings of Ahura Mazda upon you and yours. Good night.